We all envision the perfect shot, a quiet landscape, pristine morning light, and a smooth camera move that looks like a high-budget feature. But the reality for most creators is a shrinking budget and a deadline that was yesterday, and a hard drive that's already flashing red. Most tutorials suggest you need a full lighting grid, high frame rates, and an exotic location to even be competitive. Every hour spent on a specialized camera move is an hour lost to the edit. Every dollar spent on a new lens is a dollar lost to your travel budget. High production value is a constant trade-off of finite resources. To find the highest return on your effort, we can plot every technique against two specific metrics. The x-axis tracks the required input, the hidden tax of time, money, and gear. The y-axis tracks retention impact, measuring how effectively a choice keeps a viewer's attention. Evaluating choices this way prevents you from investing in techniques that actively fight your production reality. Consider environmental capital, specifically the high-stakes game of chasing golden hour light in exotic locations. The aesthetic payoff is unmatched. This morning light in Varanasi creates a diffuse pastel color palette that a studio environment can't replicate. However, the inputs are heavy. You're waking up at 4:30 a.m., tracking solar positions with apps, and carrying fast f2.8 lenses to handle the low light. You also have zero environmental control. A sudden bank of clouds can instantly ruin a shoot you spent weeks planning. Then there is the slow motion tax, the decision to push your camera to 120 frames per second. High frame rates elevate micro-movements into emotional set pieces, like isolating individual droplets of water suspended in the air. But shooting at 120 frames per second requires a much higher shutter speed. To expose the image properly, you need significantly more baseline light than a standard shot. It also creates a data management crisis. These files consume massive amounts of hard drive storage and slow down your entire editing timeline. On our chart, both tactics land in the top right quadrant. They generate high retention, but they charge a massive premium in time and risk. Nature provides this production value for free, but you pay for it through logistical intensity and data costs. Controlled lighting offers an alternative by utilizing a classic key, fill, and backlight setup. This gives you psychological control over the audience's mood, allowing you to manufacture drama regardless of the time of day. Lighting dictates character perception. In this shot of Ingrid Bergman, the soft, flattering light creates a sense of openness. Compare that to Humphrey Bogart, where harsh shadows and high contrast create immediate tension and mystery. Achieving that level of control requires a massive gear footprint and severely limits your mobility. Setting up artificial lights drastically slows down your filming pace, making it harder to capture spontaneous moments. On the other end of the effort spectrum is post-production pacing, specifically through text overlays. 70% of social media audiences watch video with the sound off. Text ensures your message reaches those viewers. Bold, dynamic typography locks the viewer's eye to the screen, creating a visual hook during a silent scroll. The trade-off is clarity. Poorly designed, high word count text can quickly clutter the frame and ruin the footage underneath. Placing these on our matrix, three-point lighting moves toward high input, while text overlays land in the low input, high impact quadrant. Control always requires infrastructure. You have to decide whether to carry that burden on set with lighting gear or digitally during the edit. Using all these techniques at once will bankrupt your budget and destroy your production timeline. Your logistical reality dictates which techniques you should actually prioritize. A run-and-gun marketer whose audience watches silently on mobile must have text overlays, but should skip three-point lighting. This path trades cinematic depth for faster turnaround and higher retention on social platforms. A solo travel creator relies on atmosphere, but lacks a crew. Your must-haves are sunrise light and 120 frame per second slow-mo. This path requires the personal discipline of early mornings and the effort of data management in exchange for a lightweight equipment footprint. For the premium cinematographer, controlled lighting is essential, while environmental reliance is often too risky to count on. This path trades speed and mobility for flawless, repeatable quality that doesn't depend on the weather. Before committing to a new workflow, evaluate your final viewing environment. Avoid gear that actively fights how your audience will actually see the work. Successful production depends on identifying which burdens you will carry and which will slow you down.